Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings. We're here, Kalle Sauerland. Kalle, a good domestic dust-up, Jack Catterall, Harlem Eubank. Harlem's sort of opportunity now to really show what he's all about and on a decent stage. Just talk to me about the fight.
Yeah, look, it's fascinating. I mean, first of all, it's a British blockbuster. You've got a Eubank involved. You can look at it like that. Yeah, a big Manchester name. So it's got the makings of a classic. It's in an arena, the Manchester Arena, live on the zone. This arena held so many special memories for me over so many years. You know, I go back, I was talking about the David Hay era up here. I was blessed to be involved in that. George Groves, Eubank popped out. So the Misfits stuff we've done here as well. The Prime card, one of the biggest selling ever pay-per-view events of all time. So there's lots of different memories in this cauldron up here. And I love promoting in Manchester, but let's forget all that. This is about creating a star on Saturday night. And, you know, he's had fantastic numbers on Channel 5. But that is all out the window now, because Saturday night, when that bell goes, it's going to be, it's his moment. And it's that moment when everything that the promoters done, the trainers have done, you know, obviously Harlem's time in that gym since turning pro in 2017, only since 2017. So Sam Jones up there today saying, he's been around for he's been around since 2017, right? Let's get the facts right, you know. So, he's fresh as a fighter. So he's sort of almost ahead of schedule.
What did you make of Sam's comments? Because it sort of started off sort of medium level, then turned into he's going to knock him spark out on Saturday. So what did you make of them comments from Sam?
Yeah, Sam's the car salesman, isn't he? He's up there selling Catterall cars, isn't he? You know, what do you want me to say? You know, I mean, yeah, brilliant. He's going to knock him out. He's going to pulverise him. Oh, in a minute, Sam might jump in the ring as well. I don't really make much of that. I've been around the block too many times to listen to that too much. He's a character, Sam, and boxing's better off for it, for having characters like that. So I'm not going to knock him. You know, as I said, he does a brilliant Eddie Hearn impression.
Let me talk just quickly about Harlem and his progression. He has done unbelievable numbers. I think when you look at what Channel 5 have done for him, why was now the right time to... I know everyone's saying it's to roll the dice, but at some point he does have to move up, because everyone has that performance and that chance to say, look, this is how good I really am. And Jax is coming off, obviously. We've seen the defeat to a Barbosa, but he's still a very good fighter.
Yeah, you know, but I think, and I tried to make the point, but I think people are missing this point. If I'm preparing in any walk of life for something, but I've got to compete with someone, I like to know what they're about, what level they're at. So we know, the Harlem Eubank side knows what Catterall brings to the ring. It's undeniable. He's been in there with Josh Taylor, Regis Progress, Barbosa, Lee Norris. He's had good nights. He's had bad. He said a bad night against Barbosa. I don't think he had a bad night. I just think it wasn't. He could have, a little bit off. But we've seen him, haven't we? We've seen those nights where he's been amazing. We've seen those nights where he's been not so good. So we know pretty much what to expect Saturday night. But he's 32, 33. He's had 30 fights, professional fights, been around for it since 2012. Okay? So we have a lot of intel. We're going into enemy's territory with a lot of intel. They are going into enemy's territory with somebody who's had 21 fights, 21 wins, you know, half of them against the sort of opposition that people have in the early part of a career. And there's been some shared opponents as well. Schwarzkopf, McKenna. So you can sort of compare that. Doesn't really work in boxing, that though. And they've got absolutely bugger all to go on. Right? They just know this kid's talented. He keeps improving. He's from a boxing heritage. I wouldn't make too much of that, because there's fighting families where, you know, for some reason it's not pretty passed on, is it? You know, and there's good ones and there's bad ones. Even between siblings, there's shockers and there's great ones. But
it's the unknown a little.
It's the unknown, isn't it? It's like everyone says, but he's done. He's ticked the boxes going through. He's at that point now where this has come along, and that's that moment as a promoter where you just got to say, right, let's have it.
Look, it's going to be a good fight. I've just got a couple more to ask you, obviously. The last 24 hours on the way to here, we've seen Tyson Fury put out, look, Oleksandr Usyk in April.
What did I see? His Excellency Turkey put it out yesterday or last night.
Yeah.
And normally when he puts something out, something tends to follow. So then, obviously, you've seen Tyson Fury's one, which I love. I mean, it's madness, isn't it? But that's the heavyweight scene. You know, that's what makes the sport so beautiful. That just the pure madness of it, because Usyk's fighting Dubois in 2 weeks. So
premature thinking.
There can't be a contract in place yet on that fight unless it's got a trigger clause if he beats Dubois. But so I'm guessing it's something that they've been discussing, and I think. For selfish reasons, as a fan, someone who works in the sport, someone who loves the sport, I don't want to lose Tyson Fury. He's an amazing character. If I was him, though, this is a huge amount of money on the table. I'd be enjoying life. I'm getting punched in the face.
You'd be retiring now. You wouldn't fight Joshua. You wouldn't fight anyone.
Like Como. With his lovely wife, and going around, I don't know, eating pizza all day, I've got no idea what I'd be doing. Certainly wouldn't be in a boxing ring, get my nose punched in. I don't know. That's just that. But again, for selfish reasons, I don't want him to retire. I don't want AJ to retire. We always want those, I saw Guns N' Roses last week. I don't want them to retire either. They're getting older, but, it's just what it is,
Can he beat Oleksandr Usyk? You've seen the two fights. He came in quite light for the first, considerable amount of weight in the second.
Don't need to give me all the prelim to it, right? Yes, he can. He was very close twice. We have no idea what's happened in the meantime. So I've got no idea. Maybe he's been eating that much Italian pizza that he's absolutely dreadful when he comes back and loses every round. Gets knocked out in the first round. Could be that he's... Usyk's, they're both at that age where someone's going to tail off, and quite dramatically. So, no idea. And nobody does know. Not even Fury won't know it. Usyk won't know it. But it would be, enthralling viewing. But at the same time, there's so many different loopholes to pass through before then.
Well, look, been a pleasure catching up with you as always. We look forward to this fight on Saturday, and we'll catch up straight after it. I appreciate it.
Come on, thank you.